I attended Northwestern State University in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Wearing my Natchitoches shirt today. They are the Demons. That's their school mascot. It's kind of weird, but it was a really cool school. I'm from Louisiana, and I lived about an hour and a half away from that school, and I went on a band scholarship. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to go there, because they had a great band, and I was on a Flagline scholarship to go there. So it was great. When I started, I majored in journalism. I wanted to go into broadcast journalism to be like the news anchor woman. In my second year, it changed. I had an awesome English professor who just lit up literature for me, and I changed my major to secondary English education. I lived on campus for a while because since I had a scholarship, we had practice, we had band practice all the time, and I lived in the dorm, made some really good friends, had some great memories. We traveled a lot with the band, so it was like an instant friendship, instant bonds, because all of those people were with you all the time, and so you made a lot of great connections. As I got into an upperclassman, I lived off campus, shared a house with a friend, and that was also a lot of fun and much better than living on campus. My favorite thing about college was, yes, being in the band, but also living in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Natchitoches is known for the City of Lights. They have a huge Christmas celebration every year. It's also where Steel Magnolias was filmed, and that old film is actually being made when I was on campus as a student. So it was a really neat experience. If you ever get a chance to go, Natchitoches dates back to before the Louisiana Purchase. It's a really old town with a lot of history. The hardest thing about college is going to your 8 o'clock classes. Like if you've stayed up late the night before, like I know you guys like to do, you still got to get up to your alarm, drag yourself out of bed, get dressed, grab your books and your stuff, and head across campus to your class. Because sitting in that chair every day, soaking in those notes, getting the information you need, it's hard, but it pays off. Plan ahead as much as you can. Apply for scholarships, get all that free money out there that you can, because it's expensive to go, and even more so nowadays. Also, just work hard, you know, do the time, put in the effort, and turn in all of your assignments. Don't skip class, and just take care of your classes, and then those grades will take care of you. I would recommend Northwestern State University, but since it's in Louisiana, the chances of you guys being interested in that school may be a little remote and kind of far-fetched, but I did get my master's degree in Fulton, Missouri from William Woods University, and so that is just a few hours away, even though it's still an out-of-state school. Might be an option, and there are tons of universities around here in the state of Arkansas that could be great options for you guys. Just got to go check it out.
I attended at Southern Arkansas University. It's in Magnolia, Arkansas, on the Louisiana and Arkansas border. And I chose that college because they gave me money. They paid for my tuition based on my experience in FFA, and they have a really good agriculture program there. All right, so I started out as an ag business major as a freshman, and I chose that major because I needed to be in the agriculture department to receive my scholarship, and I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do. I was an FFA state officer that year, and at the end of my year of being a state officer and having had some business courses like ag economics, I wasn't crazy about it. I didn't really enjoy it. So a lot of the ag teachers in the state that knew me persuaded me to change to education. And after my first education class that I took, my second year of college, I knew that I wanted to be a teacher, and I didn't care what I taught, but I belonged teaching. My first year I was in the dorms. It was a really awesome experience, but it was also different than anything you'll ever experience. So it wasn't, it was a little bit stressful, if I'm being honest. Parking was an issue, bathroom situations were an issue, and I wish, looking back at it, I wish I had been more flexible and not taken the experience for granted, because after that year I moved out to a house and got a job in my town and had a roommate for the house, and I ended up working more than what I would have needed to if I just stayed in the dorms. And so I wish that I had have just stayed in the dorms, because it's a lot of fun and you get to know new people. And my favorite thing about college was all of the people that I met in the agriculture department. We were a close-knit community, so I had Thanksgiving meals with my professors. I was their nanny for a little bit. The friends that I made that were also in the agriculture department, they ended up being my friends for life, and we all taught for a long time together in different schools, and we would go to FFA camp and still get to hang out and catch up, and it provided me a network of people that I could rely on and go to with when I needed advice. The hardest thing about college was definitely learning how to be an adult at the same time as you're taking classes. So you have to balance being independent and buying your own groceries and waking up on time and going to the classes that you need to, and studying when you need to, going to work when you need to, and still finding time to have a social life, because there's so much responsibility, but you also need to make time for yourself. So that adjustment was the hardest thing to me. The biggest advice that I could give to students is the same advice that I would give to my own child, which is to go where you can be the most productive. And what that means to me is, if you're, whatever major you choose, you need to look for the college that's going to support that major the best and provide scholarships. Look for where the scholarships are. I encourage my sons to get out of Baxter County if they're going to go to a 4-year degree. I want them to experience a different part of the state, or maybe even a different part of the country. Even though I will miss them terribly, I think it's what's best for kids to grow and mature, is to experience life. I think everybody would probably recommend their college to someone, because we're all proud of where we came from. And for that reason, I think SAU is phenomenal. It's very close-knit, it's small, the tuition is affordable. However, for students coming from Norfolk, I don't know if it's the right fit. It's 5 hours from here. Not everybody is ready to take that leap. I would recommend maybe looking at a 2-hour, 3-hour travel time. That way you can come home on the weekends. It's a good compromise from living at home, kind of ease you into it a little bit. And some kids are ready to move off far, but a lot of kids aren't. It's kind of a culture shock, even though it's in the same state. Southern Arkansas is very different than up here. I'm not from here, so it was a little bit of adjustment for me to move up here.